Hello and welcome to an overdue video talking about the new Eureka entertainment announcements. I've been trying to do these monthly and I missed out on the March announcements, so I'm going to double up this time and do the March and April 2023 announcements. Just get right into it and rattle through these 4 Blu-rays that we can expect over the next few months. The 2 in March, I think they both come out on the 20th of March 2023. I have them up on my phone here. We have In the Line of Duty 3. So this is going along with Yes, Madam and Royal Warriors. I can't get that pronunciation. Royal Warriors. In my full flow, Royal just becomes royal, it rolls around my mouth. Yes, Madam and Royal Warriors. So they're kind of 1 and 2. And we're losing Michelle Yeoh, but we're gaining Cynthia Khan, who I don't really know anything about. And I'm now really looking forward to seeing who Cynthia Khan is and what she's all about. So this is from 1988, directed by Arthur Wong and Brandy Yoon. And the special features, we have the slipcase, obviously, that's limited to 2,000 copies, Cantonese and English audio options, newly translated subtitles, a new audio commentary with Frank Zhang, and then another with Mike Leader and Arne Venema. So they're, by now, for me, they're trusted commentators who I'm really looking forward to listening to all they have to say about this film. New interview with Cynthia Khan, which is great. She's the star of the film, and a new interview with Michiko Nichiwaki. And then there are trailers, reversible sleeve design, and a booklet with new writing by James Oliver. So a nice package that seems to be in line with the other 2 films in terms of the extras, the commentaries, and a couple of new interviews and stuff. So I'm really intrigued to check this one out. This is Certificate 18. This is probably going to be a pretty brutal one. I don't know what... So Yes, Madam was an 18 and Royal Warriors was 15. Royal Warriors was a 15. So that's In the Line of Duty 3. So I guess they didn't have like specific titles, and we're just jumping to numbering the films at this point. And then next, which I believe again is 20th of March 2023, In the Line of Duty 4. This is directed by Yuen Wu-ping, who is a pretty legendary name that even I'm aware of with my limited knowledge of Hong Kong cinema. So this is starring Cynthia Khan again, this time with Donnie Yen from 1989. 1989. I have heard stories that this is considered by some to be the best of the 4, which very much intrigues me because I absolutely adored the first 2 films. And I did see a trailer for this, or a clip, that I just thought was jaw-dropping in terms of the action, so I'm really excited for this one too. Same again, limited edition slipcase, limited to 2,000 copies. This one has 2 cuts. We have a 2K restoration of the original theatrical cut, and a 2K restoration of the original export version, Cantonese and English audio options, newly translated English subtitles, brand new commentary with Frank Zhang, and then likewise a commentary with brand new commentary with Mike Leader and Arne Venema, and then a 3rd archival commentary by Hong Kong expert Stephen Hammond and lead actor Michael Wong. There's an archival interview with Donnie Yen, new interviews with cast and crew, and an archival Donnie Yen action featurette along with trailers, and again a booklet with writing by James Oliver. So it feels like these are going to be 4 really nicely rounded releases with really good extras, 2K restorations, nice slipcovers that all match. So I'm really excited for these 2 films to come out and to see how the rest of the series plays out. I think there's more in the Line of Duty series, but it's one of those things where some of these sequels spawn on and on, I suppose. So that's March of 2023, and I was surprised there was no Masters of Cinema releases for March, and likewise there are none for April either. So next we have a Eureka Classics release, like the previous 2. Creeping Horror. This will come out on the 17th of April 2023, and these are 4 films between 1933 and 1946. So I believe these are from the vaults of Universal Pictures, starring Lionel Atwill, Bela Lugosi, and Rondo Hatton. So we have Murders in the Zoo from 1933, directed by A. Edward Sutherland, Night Monster, directed by Ford Beebe from 1942, Horror Island, directed by George Wagner in 1941, and House of Horrors, directed by Gene Yarbrough from 1946. Limited edition slipcase, 1080p presentation of all 4 films across 2 Blu-ray discs, brand new commentary on Night Monster and House of Horrors with Stephen Jones, the author, and critic Kim Newman. and then brand new audio commentary tracks on Murders in the Zoo and Horror Island with Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby. I particularly like Jonathan Rigby in these commentaries, so that's I'm unsure about this one, because it doesn't have the pull of, say, was it Maniacal Mayhem? I loved that set so much last year with the Boris Karloff films. But this one, I without Bela Lugosi, take that name out of the equation, I know nothing about these. But sometimes I think pushing yourself into those unknown areas is where sometimes you get these great discoveries. And I'm kind of learning to trust Eureka at this point, maybe too much, and those kind of blind kind of watches without really, I don't know, but I like the excitement of that, especially with the new releases. I'm kind of getting addicted to that kick now, getting in a new release and just watching something brand new, which also makes me neglect the hundreds of other films in my collection that's been there for years unwatched, but oh well. There's some stills galleries, trailers for Horror Island and Night Monster, and a limited edition booklets featuring new writing by Craig Ian Mann and John Tolson. So just the commentaries for each 4 of the films. And then finally, the other release, which is a big one for me. I'm really excited about this one the most, I think. This is another Eureka Classics release. I kind of thought this would be an MOC release. And I wonder what the distinction is sometimes. I'd love to ask Eureka, like, what's the deal? Makes you think of a Pink Floyd song, but what's the deal? Because I feel like certain films should be part of the MOC collection, like Jackie Chan Drunken Master is in the MOC collection, but then they released police story films, but they weren't in the MOC collection. I thought, well, they're classics, right? So I don't know what the distinction is, whether it's like they have to pay more for surely they wouldn't have to pay more for the license on which brand of their own company they release it on. I would assume not. But that now there are 2 months without an MOC release, which is almost a little bit nerve-wracking for me, because it's like, well, are we losing the MOC line? Like, what's going on there? 2 months without anything from the massive cinema collection is. But I mean, clearly these kind of East Asian films are doing very well for them, and the kind of the universal horror films. So, and I have read, pretty sure I can say with certainty, I've read a comment on the Blu-ray forums from the Eureka account saying that there have been some years in the past where stuff like this is helping them to stay afloat. So it almost feels like perhaps the MOC stuff are kind of, not to say that any of these aren't passion projects, but it feels like maybe that that these Hong Kong releases are much more lucrative for them, and is maybe helping them to kind of continue MOC on a limited, scaled back fashion, perhaps. And casualty of that is that we don't get one for 3 months, I suppose. But we'll see when the May announcements come, probably some point this month in February. So anyway, The Bullet Train. I'm so excited for this one. Directed by Junya Sato, and from 1975, Japanese film. Anyone who's followed my channel for a decent amount of time should know that I'm a huge fan, enthusiast, obsessive of the subgenre of train movies. Movies set on trains, predominantly set on trains, even movies that have big sequences set on trains. I'm almost automatically going to enjoy them more purely based on that. I've always been fascinated with trains since I was a kid, and I'll probably talk about that when I get around to reviewing this eventually, but I love train movies so much that I've been buying and kind of hoarding them in my collection to do a 24-hour movie marathon of just train movies. I'm going to call it Luke Ryan's Express, because one of the films is Von Ryan's Express. But I have lots of train-related movies, and I almost want to keep this one, but I'm eager to check it out at the same time. I know that people are excited about this particular release, and it's a film that inspired Speed, apparently. It's about a bullet train that's kind of can't go below a certain. So I love that concept, Stars Sonny Chiba, So there's lots of things for me that it's really engaging my excitement levels. We get a limited edition slipcase featuring new artwork by Tony Stella. 1080p presentation from a 2K restoration of the original film elements, the original theatrical Japanese version and alternate dubbed international version included. I don't know if that means it's an alternate cut or not. A brand new audio commentary by Jasper Sharp and Tom Mez, and a new interview with author and critic Kim Newman. Brand new interview with Tony Raines, which is another thing that pulls me towards this. I love Tony Raines. He's no doubt going to have some great knowledge to drop in that interview. And then big movie, Big Panic, Junya Sato on the Bullet Train archival featurette, trailers, and then a collector's booklet with an essay by film writer Barry Forshaw. So the Bullet Train is high on my list of anticipated releases for this year, and I can't wait to check that one out. But I'm also really amped up for the In the Line of Duty films as well, and I might have a look at the horror collection as well, because I loved that Maniacal Mayhem set with the three Boris Karloff films. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the announcements for March and April, and we'll see what develops with the MOC situation, because I was a bit concerned in March when nothing came up, but I thought, okay, well they're getting, the instead of doing In the Line of Duty 3 and 4 over March and April, they're clumping them together in March, getting the whole series out. That's fair enough. But then April, we're probably going to get a nice... But no. So, I mean, and again, I don't know why the Bullet Train wasn't an MOC release. Many of these, I wonder why they're not in there. But that's something I'd love to know. I don't know if I ever will get those answers. And, I believe that they went through a management change at some point as well. So I don't know if... there's so many variables there. But one day I'd like to know if possible. Otherwise... that's my thoughts on the March and April announcements. And yeah, and I'm hoping to now get back into the swing of things and filming some reviews and getting that stuff out, because I've been, I've been getting new releases coming in, but I've just been going through a rough patch in January of 2023. Not a great start to the year, but it's... See, I hesitate to say the worst is behind me now. It wasn't really anything that bad. It's just we've been through sickness, and I had to go to the hospital for this thing, which turned out to be fine. But I get so stressed when you have to go to the hospital for something. I hate hospitals as well. It's like just these huge monuments of death. If I can avoid them, I will. But I keep getting pulled in for these certain things, which turn out to be okay. But you gotta be careful, right? You gotta be make sure. But I just shut down when I'm in that situation. I don't know why the fuck I'm going into this now in this video of all things, but like. That's one of the reasons I've been kind of slow on videos in January, is because I just shut down. I freeze up when I know that there's this potentially, drastic hospital appointment coming up, and I hate it. It crawls through my skin. I'm such a hypochondriac. But anyway, that part is over for now. I'm sure I'll find something to worry about in the future. But for now, things are looking better, and I'm feeling more excited and amped up now about... Oh. Well, isn't that funny? Battery exhausted. My camera just ran out. It wasn't just like, battery has run out. Your battery is exhausted. It's exhausted with you talking for so fucking long in this video and waffling on about stuff that does not matter, that no one cares about. So just stop the video now, Luke, because the battery on this camera is exhausted. Well, I'll leave it there in the complete absence of any video or visual aid. I guess I'll just throw up the Blu-rays again. Very much looking forward to them. I will leave it there mercifully. Thank you for soldiering through the back end of this video. And I'll see you, as always, in the next one.